I'm Patrick, and this is Brian. Together we just got played. We're at the Cloak and Blaster, and we just got done playing Get Off My Land! Join us for Get Off My Land. Brian.
Yes.
Tell us all about Get Off My Land.
All right. Get Off My Land is it's basically a farming game. It's for about 2 to 4 players, and it takes about 30 to 60 minutes, about 15 minutes per player. And it's kind of like a little bit.
I would go north of that.
A little bit
north of 15 minutes.
Might take a little bit longer to play, but basically the players are assuming the roles of farmers, and they're kind of trying to fence off as much land as they can during their turn. And then once you get your land fenced off, you can then start purchasing like your crops or your animals or your cattle or your ducks and goats and chickens and things.
Oh my.
And the market cards, and then you can put those into the areas that you have already fenced off. Basically, you've got a couple of different actions that you can take during your turn. You've got two action points that you can spend. You can basically deforest or clear the forest, and you'll draw some fence cards that help you. You know, when you can spend those fence cards to place some of your fences along the terrain tiles. The other actions you can do are harvesting. Once you actually have crops or cattle or something on there. And you can do what was it? A log
action card from the fence cards.
So your fence cards kind of have multiple purposes. You can either play the fence card, and there's a certain number of fence posts or fence panels that you can then place on the board, or you can play your fence card, and it's going to have a number of other actions that you can do on there. So each card is specific. The fence cards can be used as a defense card too. They have what's called bullet holes. It's a separate defense value. And anytime someone's going to attack your fence, try to destroy your fence, or more
of a card target to even.
Yeah, you can basically discard any number of your fence cards that total up to 3 bullet holes, and that'll defend against that action that targets you. Let's see. You can purchase stuff from the marketplace. There's a marketplace in the game of all the different crops and everything, and they kind of start off like this one's like $2 in this spot, and then 3, 5, 6, 8, 10, all the way up. Every time you purchase one, everything kind of slides down. So things continually move and get cheaper, and the new cards come out, and when you run out of cards, they just get reshuffled and recycled.
And that marketplace itself is what you place down on your tiles that you've already fenced off, and that allows you to start building your engine and generating income and that kind of stuff.
Yeah, and one of the other actions too is actually going to the marketplace and purchasing one of those marketplace cards. Let's see, some of the other strategies are if you can fence off, or you can kind of attack the other player by when you're placing your fence panels, if you enclose any portions of their fence and they choose not to defend by using those bullet holes on their fences, on their cards, then they're going to lose sections of their fence, and you're going to gain more control or more territory, which then allows you to place more of your animals or your crops down or anything like that. The game takes place over a total of basically a year. Every month is a round, and all players take a turn during that round. And then there are certain, basically every quarter, you've got special events that take place. There's a growth phase where you're going to flip over all of your immature crops or immature animals to mature animals or crops, which are going to then start producing cash for you, or allow you to harvest them, or for additional monies. Generally, a lot of the cards have an income that they're going to generate, maybe $2 or something like that every turn. Every round. Or if you choose to spend one of your actions to harvest them, you're going to get 6 or 8 or something like that. But then you might either lose that card or it flips over or something like that. So, Patrick, what would you say is your favorite thing about Get Off My Land?
There's a couple different things I like, but the one I'm going to pick out to be my favorite is how ergonomic it is, at the risk of saying the wrong word, but how instinctual it is to play the game, and how the way the marketplace looks and how it sets up with the cards, and it's got little slots for it. It's just a really cool looking piece, and this is just a prototype, but I hope that the game itself lends itself to all these different components, because they really do, for me, make the game and even make it a little bit more immersive. That and the graphic art is phenomenal. Really is well put together, and I hope it all maintains the same integrity when it goes to Kickstarter. And if there's one thing that you like the most,
I like the versatility of the cards. Essentially, the fence cards, they have basically 3 functions. You can use them for defending, remember, with the bullet holes. If somebody's going to try to attack one of your fences or some of your market installations, you can defend with that. Or you can save the cards and use the actions, which can be pretty powerful. Or you can also use them to build a certain number of fence panels. And then the versatility are in the fence cards, and then the versatility are also in the marketplace cards as well. Because they have like this flip mechanic, and then they're going to, when they mature, every round that you leave them on the board and you control them, you're going to generate a certain amount of income. It's a lower amount, but then you can also decide, well, I want to actually, reap my reward. I'm going to actually go ahead and harvest them and get the, the big money for that card.
And so
there's different ways you can do that.
Yeah, and like I said, that the graphic design of that, normally a card that's got all these different functions that you can use every single turn, gets clunky and weird, but they did not. The graphic design of that lent that. The thing that you liked is it just really worked together and felt very natural for me.
Yeah. But what would you say is the thing that you like the least about Get Off My Land?
I would say the thing that I like the least is all the mechanics work well together. It's got that area control, and it's got that kind of sort of engine building, and I get to build stuff on my land that I control. I love that. It does have a take that aspect to it. There's a robber, basically, that you can come in and steal my stuff. And I'm just not a huge fan of take that. So if there's one thing I have to say I like the least, it's the take that, but it is important to this game. So you can't just take it out. And if there's one thing that you like the least?
The thing that I like the least about it is that I think it's a little bit fiddly for me. You got the marketplace, and there's I think 6 cards out there. And one of the main actions is going to the marketplace and buying the lumber, which basically removes the card. But essentially every turn, everyone's sliding cards down on the marketplace, and then of course you're placing fences everywhere, so you got a bunch of bits everywhere. Everything kind of moves. It's tile placement, so there's a lot of fiddliness there. I think
a lot of pieces. Yeah, I can see that. That's a lot of pieces.
Yeah. But anyways, Get Off My Land is coming to Kickstarter very, very soon, so make sure you jump over there and purchase your copy.
Harvest yourself a copy, Brian.
Yeah, and reap the rewards of enjoyment.
I'm Patrick, this is Brian. We're at the Cloak and Blaster. We just got done playing Get Off My Land! Thank you for watching. What kind of crops do you think these guys are growing?
Well, I think this is in Colorado, so they have a new cash crop. That's probably the first expansion.
They do. There is a still in this.
Yeah.
Have you heard about another game, Still in the Night?
Yeah, I think so.
That's very cool.
Yeah.
So these guys are making grain alcohol. Mountains of